Hi, this is Steve, K8BZ. In this video, we are going to demonstrate how to create and upload a national traffic system message using Outpost Packet Message Manager, and we'll also discuss a couple of things you need to know to expire or delete the national traffic system message. So the first thing we need to do is select the bulletin board that we are going to use, and for that let's use the local Gladwin County packet bulletin board. So we'll apply that, and then from the new tab, same place we create new bulletins, we'll open the message creation window. Now when you select National Traffic System Message, it's not going to create the message in this window. It's going to create a different window altogether, specifically for National Traffic System Messages. And it's basically fill in the blank. It's quite easy. A couple of tips we'll discuss. If you're already a traffic handler, this is going to be very simple for you. If you're not, there's going to be a couple of new concepts, but it's not going to be all that difficult. The first thing in a national traffic system is the message number. Now that's the station that originates the message. That's so they can keep track of the messages. If somebody sends them a service message saying your message number 25 was delivered, this is a number assigned by the operator for his own messages, his or her own messages, so they know which message is being referred to. Now Outpost will automatically assign a message number, and every time you create a new national traffic system message, it will give it the next consecutive number. It starts at 100 and just continues from there. You can either use the Outpost provided number, or the Outpost provided number will be indicated by these two little plus signs in the message number window. If you want to use that, just leave it and move on to the next field. If you want to use your own number, then you can just highlight that and delete it and insert your own number. But for the demonstration, we're going to use the Outpost generated number. The next field in a message is the priority. The basic priorities are routine, welfare. The W is for welfare, for health and welfare traffic. P is priority, and E is emergency. And this is in the order they're expected to be handled by the people handling traffic. The first messages that are handled in an emergency net or traffic net that handle NTS messages are emergency traffic, then priority, then welfare traffic, and the last priority is routine. So for this, we're just going to leave it routine for the demonstration. In a national traffic system message, it has the option of putting in handling instructions. Now that's a three-letter code for how the operator requests the message be handled. Now you can look up the codes and type them in here, or you can click this pick box. And these are the three-letter codes, and this is a description or definition of what that code means. You can use the next and previous buttons to scroll through the codes, and if you decide you want to use one, you just click apply and close the window. So we'll just make this handling instruction Hotel X-Ray Echo, which means delivering station get a reply from the addressee and originate a message back. So we'll click that, and it adds that handling instruction. It's automatically going to put your call sign in that you have identified as your primary call in the identification window. I don't know if I probably can't bring that up while I have this open, but in the identification window, that would be the call sign that you put in. In National Traffic System Messages, you can also use, it's optional, but you can use ARL numbered radiograms that have a specific meaning. They're used to save time and trouble, for people who aren't familiar with NTS message form, we're going to click this box, and it brings up another window similar to the handling instructions. There's one other option. There are emergency numbered radiograms, and there are routine numbered radiograms. You change the type of radiogram in the list by clicking this. It changes from routine to emergency. We'll put it on routine for now, and we'll just click through some of the options. if you find one you want to use, these are birthday greetings and anniversaries, and really enjoyed being with you, just personal type messages. And if you click over to emergency, there are things along the line of everyone's safe here, please don't worry, to other things that could be used in an emergency. So we'll just take one of these at random, coming home as soon as possible. And we're going to apply that. That leaves that message checked. When you use numbered radiograms, this is the text area. The first thing in the text for the radiogram should be the ARL numbered radiogram number. And it's always ARL space, and then they spell out the number, in this case 2. The check is the word count or group count in the text of the message. That's used to verify the accuracy of a message that you received. In standard form, they recommend that you write down or copy the message in 5 groups per line. So when you're done, it's easier to verify the check. If they tell you the check is 22, you're going to have 4 groups of 5, and then the last 4 lines of 5 groups, and then the last line is only going to have 2 groups in it. So you can copy the check rather easily. If you just copy it all until you run out of space and go to the next line, you have to count every group in the message and verify the check. Place of origin is going to pre-fill for you based on your last message. If I change location and I go to Flint, Michigan, if I put Flint, Michigan in for the place of origin, it'll remain Flint, Michigan until I change it. It's going to take the time and date from your computer system clock. Whatever time and date that is when you open this window is the time and date it's going to put in here. So you don't need to worry about filling that. Over here you put the information on the destination. Who do you want the message addressed to? And I'm just going to use my name, call sign if the individual has one and you know it. You need a zip code, 426, and I'm just going to put in a fictitious phone number, email, and that's all the address information you need. When you're done, you just finish the rest of the text. The text will, by default, always be uppercase. You can't put in lowercase, even if you don't have the cap lock engaged. Now, in a national traffic system message, you don't use punctuation. You don't use periods, question marks, and so on. You just separate each sentence with an X. That's been the standard format on these since the beginning of handling formal messages in the national traffic system. So we'll just make up some text here. As soon as service is restored, and then you need a signature. This pre-fills your signature from your last message, and I'll just leave that as is. But if you're handling third-party traffic, you put the third party's name in here, the person that this message is actually being sent for, obviously. Now, when you're done, don't count the words. I didn't group these in 5 groups per line. Don't count them. Don't bother. Just click the check button. Outpost will automatically arrange it in 5 groups per line, count the groups, and fill in the check. If you decide you want to cancel this and don't finish it, just click cancel. If you want to clear it and start over, click clear. If you're all done, with the message, instead of there's no send button here, we're going to click save, and then Outpost is going to open another window that will have everything arranged for you. It has the bulletin board we selected, automatically pre-fills your call sign. If you were using tactical calls, let's say, for example, you're at the shelter and you're taking messages for occupants of the shelter to let their families know that they're fine and where they are. This would be your tactical call sign if you were using a tactical call sign. But in the actual message that's going to be sent, it's going to use your personal call sign that's identified in the identification window. So the message, once it leaves the network, will be identified with your personal call sign from that point on, and not your tactical call. National National Traffic Systems in a digital network, and this is standard worldwide and nationwide, send the message to the zip code at, and then an indication of where it is. This is National Traffic System, Michigan. That's going to be pre-filled for you. The subject line is also standard in all digital mail forwarding and message forwarding systems. Doesn't matter whether you're using airmail on HF and you're sending these messages to someone cruising in their own personal watercraft at sea, or anywhere else. If it's a National Traffic System message, this is the format it uses, so those automated systems will know where to automatically forward the message. So when you're all done here, we'll click send. That message now goes to the out tray, and that's where it is. If you want to look at it, you can open it. It's the same message. And now when the slot time comes, or we do a send receive, those are just monitored packets that it was monitoring since it opened. Now it's connecting to the bulletin board and sending the message. And we just have to wait that out. Now, it's important to realize in an emergency packet radio emergency network, you don't need to download your own National Traffic System messages. We're going to go up to the Tools menu, to the Send Receive settings, and we're going to go over here to the Retrieving tab. I shortened this up so it would just get in and out a little quicker. But if you aren't the National Traffic System liaison, don't waste time downloading National Traffic System messages. You're not the person that's going to be forwarding them, so don't check that. So you'll be downloading those. The only person that needs to do that is the NTS liaison that's going to be responsible for taking those messages off the network and forwarding them. In retrieving, we need to make sure that we have this checked, so we will download these National Traffic System messages. Now normally, if you're the NTS liaison, those aren't going to be messages that you upload, but I need to uncheck this where it says skip or do not receive National Traffic Systems you upload to the bulletin board. That's why it skipped those. So let's do that again. Now it's going to list traffic. And there's actually three. There's a couple others that I had on there that I was running some tests with. So it's going to download all three. Okay, now this is the one we just uploaded. Let's open it, take a look. It's going to look just the same as it did before. Now there's another button here available. Once you get a National Traffic System message that you're going to move, you're either going to relay it or deliver it, you need to get it deleted off the bulletin board. Now you could connect with IP serial and just go in and kill the message like any other message that you have the rights to. And as we explained in the message type video, everyone has the ability or right to kill a National Traffic System message or delete it from the bulletin board. So you don't need to be the sysop, you don't need to be the originator of the message. Anyone can delete a National Traffic System message. So if we did that in IP serial, that means we'd have to reconnect to the bulletin board to do it. And we'd have to use some time that isn't part of our slot time unless you get in and out quickly. Well, there's an easier way to do that. Just click accept. When you click accept, it prompts you and tells you, now when you do this, you're agreeing that you're going to move this message and you're going to delete it this will delete it from the bulletin board. So we'll click OK. Now we're going to go up the list and look at these other messages. Doesn't matter what the content is, they were just some test messages, but we're going to accept that also. Then I'm going to go up the list again, and we'll accept this one. We're going to move this message. So now all of these messages have, you see accept is shadowed out. It's no longer available. Outpost is automatically going to, let me click the in tray again, and you'll see these won't show up in bold anymore because we actually opened each of the messages. If they still appear in bold after you do that, you just click in tray again and it will unbold the ones that you've already read. So at our next slot time, it's going to connect to the bulletin board, and it's killing the messages. It's going to be 3 altogether. Then it'll go through the list sequence to list any new messages, and you're done. Now you still have these messages in your in tray. So if you're the NTS liaison, you're going to go to one of the other traffic nets. Could be another digital net, could be a voice net, could be a CW net, any of the other various means they have to move these, and could even be put in another digital system. These could go in another digital system on PACTOR, on HF, or some other mode, even an automated system where it would deliver these messages. If these were in fact messages going out of state, they could be put in one of the BPQ systems and they would automatically forward to that state because they're formatted correctly. They're to the zip code. So it would get them in that area, and then when it gets to that area, people would list them and they'd say, okay, this is one routine message for Rose City, Michigan. I'm in Rose City. I'm going to take the message and deliver it, and I'll kill it off that digital system. So any option can be used to move these messages once they are in the hands of the National Traffic System Liaison. Whatever means that local area is trained in and has available to them can be used to send these messages. And that pretty much concludes National Traffic System Messages. It's quite simple once you practice it a couple of times. And you can put messages on your bulletin board and off. And again, if you don't have a local bulletin board or can't find one, or a little timid about doing it on the air, just practice sending them in and out of your own TNC bulletin board. It'll work just the same, except no traffic will be sent over the air. It'll just all be internal within your TNC. And as always, if you have any questions or problems, please feel free to email me at k8bz@arrl.net, and we will work together to get any problems resolved. Thanks for watching.